Welcome to the Perpetual Calling podcast, and this is Insight Friday, where I track down key thought leaders from around the world, find out their key learnings and insights, and give it to you right here, right now. I'm Anthony Payton. I'm your host for the next few minutes, so turn that volume up and let's get started. Welcome to Friday. So, to realise one's destiny is a person's only obligation. That's on the back of this book. Now let me just read to you the back cover, who this is, so if you can guess who it is, then I'll tell you this book, and then I'm going to give you a bit of paragraph out of this, which will give you a massive insight. Gave me a huge insight. I've actually highlighted this book, this page, this paragraph, which I don't usually in these types of books because they're more of a novel, but they really give you a great insight into your journey in life. So, he was born in Rio de Janeiro in 1947. Is one of the best-selling and most influential authors in the world. Books like The Alchemist, The Pilgrimage, The Valkyries, Breda, Veronica Decides to Die, and others. Among others, he has sold 150 million copies worldwide. Who is it? You may have guessed it, Paul Coelho. Hopefully I pronounced his last name correctly. But yes, this book is The Alchemist. Got the 25th anniversary edition actually. It's really a great looking book. Got kind of an orange cover with yellow on it, with the alchemist with some mountains. Look like some water, rivers. Really good book actually. So, let me read the front cover now. Paul Coelho's enchanting novel has inspired a devoted following around the world. This story, dazzling in its powerful simplicity and soul-stirring wisdom, is about an Andalusian shepherd boy named Santiago who travels from his homeland in Spain to the Egyptian desert in search of a treasure buried near the pyramids. Along the way, he meets a gypsy woman, a man who calls himself king, an alchemist, all of whom point Santiago in the direction of his quest. No one knows what the treasure is, or if Santiago will be able to surmount the obstacles in his path. But what starts out as a journey to find worldly goods turns into a discovery of the treasure found within. Lush, evocative, and deeply humane, the story of Santiago is an eternal testament to the transforming power of our dreams and the importance of listening to our hearts. So if you haven't read this book, amazing book. Actually, when I first got this book, I read through it once, and then as soon as I finished, I started again. It's that good. So let's turn to page 92. And this is a little paragraph I highlighted, which you should get a great insight. So, meanwhile, the boy thought about his treasure. The closer he got to the realization of his dream, the more difficult things became. It seemed as if what the old king had called beginner's luck were no longer functioning. In his pursuit of the dream, he was being constantly subjected to tests of his persistence and courage, so he could not be hasty nor impatient. If he pushed forward impulsively, he would fail to see the signs and omens left by God along his path. God placed them along my path. He had surprised himself with the thought. Until then, he had considered the omens to be things of this world, like eating or sleeping, or like seeking love or finding a job. He had never thought of them in terms of a language used by God to indicate what he should do. Thanks for joining us on Insight Friday. If you're a thought leader and want to be on the show, send an email to support@perpetualcalling.com. That's support@perpetualcalling.com, and I'll be in touch. Now, if you've gained an insight or learned something new from this show, head to iTunes and rate and review us. And in doing that, I'll mention you on the show. Catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.